foul tarnish. No, I'm kidding. Welcome, everybody.
Couldn't think of anything else to say.
Couldn't think of anything else. We've been saying it so much today, like, that's all we're thinking about.
Oh man, no, yeah, my creativity is run dry because I'm solely in absorption mode still. Hello everyone, welcome to Amusement Mile. We got Kevin. I'm still Jared, I think.
Still.
I'd like to believe.
In a frightening state between being yet.
Who am I?
Who am I? Okay, let's not touch that. We don't have time to unpack that.
No, that's for another video. All right.
We do have a good show for you today, but we have a shorter show because we have plans, like playing more Elden Ring. And
actual plans.
Do you want to give like an impromptu initial thoughts, impressions of Elden Ring first?
Oh, absolutely. But we can wait till gaming.
All right.
We can wait, like, get the crowd going.
So,
we usually hit peak around halfway through the video anyway.
So right off the bat with the first tech topic that we have, it looks like the design for Google's Pixel 7 has already leaked.
I'm interested.
It's anticipating a Q3/Q4 launch. I think it's probably going to be Q4.
I was going to think Q4 as well because we're still really soon off of the Google 6 release, or the Pixel 6 release.
But the Pixel 6 Pro is actually like very competitive with like the iPhone 13, and
which is why I'm curious because they're pumping out the Pixel 7 apparently really fast.
Well, yeah, like the Pixel 6 Pro was like, this is us being like a legitimate phone maker now, and not just like a budget brand that you go to when you can't afford like an Apple phone or like the best Samsung on the market. But it looks largely the same as a Pixel 6. The only thing that's different is really the back. It looks like is two different types of metal, and like almost like a two-tone sort of thing. And it looks like the camera bump takes very similar design choices from the Pixel 6, but it just looks like there might be an extra lens added on to the back of it. But yeah, largely the same as most phones are from generation to generation. But interesting. I'm interested more in the specs that it will offer. The design though, it looks
we'll
good.
Definitely hear more. I'm gonna say
Probably.
End of Q2.
I was gonna say I don't know when Google has their like conference event announcing tech. I think
sometime this summer is when I think we're gonna hear.
I think end of summer at the earliest is probably when we'll hear from it. Like mid to late September is like when we hear like first concrete details about it. Next, you can play a game online. The game is called, hold on, Janigma game. I will paste the link in the chat. You can play this game online, and the more you play this game, the more that the advertisers will pay to help fund cancer research.
Oh shit! That's awesome.
So I'm gonna paste the link in the chat because if you guys have the free time and you're bored or whatever, you can use a little bit of brain exercise. Then like go to play Janigma, and you should be able to do some good. You know.
How? That's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah, you should go check it out. Further onward, Windows might start watermarking unsupported PCs that can't currently upgrade to Windows 11. It's probably because their user base is like still largely Windows 10, and they want more people to migrate to Windows 11. And they want more people to sort of upgrade without forcing them to upgrade, but this looks like a step that is going to annoy consumers into doing so or something like that, because it looks like there's no way to get rid of the watermark without upgrading to Windows 11. However, it only appears, the watermark is only appearing in testing builds currently, and it's not going to make its way into finished consumer laptops and computers as of yet.
Okay.
But that may be something to keep in mind going forward if you're going to buy a new device or whatever. And our last tech topic of the day, we have a very quick tech topic section for today. The whole Ukraine-Russia conflict is estimated to increase chip and SSD prices due to a shortage of neon gas and a shortage of palladium as well. So we have 90% of, I think it's, Ukraine is the major producer for neon gas, critical for lasers used in chip making and supplies, and it supplies more than 90% of the U.S.'s semiconductor-grade neon. So yeah, we're gonna feel the pinch of that.
That's a big hit.
We're gonna feel the pinch of that. That's almost the entire supply of the U.S. That gets neon gas from there. And Russia sources about 35% of the U.S.'s palladium supply, which is rare earth metal used for semiconductors. So yeah, SSD prices and semiconductor prices are going to go up even higher than they have. I don't know how it's possible anymore. They're like gold at this point.
Or Lego sets.
Yeah. Lego sets are worth their weight in gold as well. But yeah, we're gonna talk more about the whole Russian-Ukraine shortage and how you can help at the end of the show. Because we have a good cause that you can donate to help the whole displacement of Ukrainian citizens right now. But onward to gaming, the Bethesda Net launcher for Bethesda games and Bethesda produced titles is no more. And instead of using their dumb little launcher, you will instead be able to migrate your entire Bethesda launcher library to Steam instead. And that is a very welcome decision. Like I can't believe it took them this long to do it. Do you remember when they re-released Doom, like on modern consoles, and they were like, you gotta log into Bethesda.net to play this 1993 MX-DOS reboot? So fucking dumb.
Bethesda launcher was never needed.
No, was never needed. Do you want to talk about this one? I know you're not the biggest fighting game fan, but you are a Capcom evangelist.
I mean, the Capcom countdown ended, and it was a Street Fighter 6 reveal. Ryu looks terrifying.
Looks like he swallowed a bus.
Yeah. And he's allergic to buses.
He is allergic to buses. I mean,
he is sweating.
In a way, we all are.
Yeah.
You know.
I would not feel good if I ate a whole bus. I can understand. Okay. I can understand where Ryu's coming from.
I was gonna say if you got hit by a bus, that's where I was coming from that. We're great.
Different strokes for different folks. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Right, so you take
Street Fighter 6 was revealed. Cool. Moving on.
You take the next one. Oh, and also little side note, the logo for Street Fighter.
The logo for Street Fighter was apparently ripped from Photoshop.
Adobe Photoshop, yeah.
Adobe Photoshop.
That's crazy.
We also got a first look at the headset for PlayStation VR 2. And we've already seen the controllers. It looks so pretty. It's very reminiscent of the Quest 2, but Kevin and I talked about this previously, and I think that we are very close to like what the quote unquote formula for VR headsets is going to be going forward. So I think there's going to be less and less differences. So like there's nothing wrong with that to me. Like I think this is like it's perfect. Yet to be seen if it's perfect or not, but it's very enticing. The specs are you want to start talking about the specs compared to just like the Quest 2?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, the specs are like pretty good. It looks like it'll be this was true at the time for the original PSVR at the time, which came out in like 2016, I think. it was the highest resolution VR headset available at the time to consumers. And PSVR 2 looks like it'll have nearly double the resolution, uh, both vertically and horizontal pixel wise. Uh, it'll again use an OLED display. Refresh rate will be up to 120 hertz. I have heard rumors that they will be experimenting with 144 hertz for
Okay.
firmware update stuff. So like maybe we'll be able to get slightly higher refresh rate than that. They have inside-out tracking, so they have 4 built-in cameras, so you no longer need that stupid camera resting on top of your TV, which is great. It has eye tracking, so if for any PC players out there,
first headset with eye tracking, which is pretty neat.
For any PC players out there, like you're familiar with Tobii eye tracking, which tracks where your eyes go. This is actually integrated natively into the headset, which is very useful because, especially from an accessibility standpoint, if say a disabled person doesn't have the full motor control of their arms or full use of their arms to select stuff with the controllers, theoretically they can just look at something and blink twice and then it'll click on it. So that's great from an accessibility standpoint, but also from a gameplay perspective as well, because then if you're in a story immersive scene, then people can interact with you only when you look at them, and it'll make it seem more immersive, which is something that I'm very excited about. It has a slightly larger field of view than the original PSVR. It's 110 degrees rather than just 100. It does have an audio jack, no built-in speakers though, so you will need to connect headphones to it, or I think they give you headphones as well. Hi Violet, how you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday.
Welcome.
On this snowy Friday. I don't know if it's snowing where you are, but if it is, stay warm. It is corded, but it is a single cable setup, which is very nice because and I could see the reason that they didn't opt for wireless, because despite being the most popular VR headset, the Quest 2 is still relatively underpowered compared to a Valve Index or how the PSVR 2 is going to be, because the Oculus Quest 2 can only use, I mean you can use it on PC if you want, but for the most part, if you're using the headset just by itself, it has to render everything inside the hardware on the headset. Whereas if you're using a Valve Index, it renders on the PC and just transmits the data to the headset. And the same thing can be said for PSVR 2, where it just
the PS5 is doing the
PSVR, the PS5 does the actual heavy work, the muscle is needed for the PS5, and then it just streams the results to the headset. So I think that will end up being a better user experience.
Oh, that sounds like a perfect snowy meal for dinner.
Oh, chicken and dumpling. Oh, now I want chicken and dumplings. I actually had chicken dumpling egg rolls the other night, which were great.
Oh. That was really about it. We have the 2 Sense controllers, and additional hardware is required. You do need a PS5 to use it.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of not great, but for a Valve Index,
that's honestly the highest hurdle.
For a Valve Index, you need a PC, so it's basically the same thing, you know.
So yeah, it seems very compelling, but when it comes to accessibility, I still say that the Quest 2 sits on top.
Well, accessibility is something you should clarify. Do you mean accessibility with
accessibility to being able to with the lack of other hardware required, not
Oh yeah, you're talking about barrier to entry.
Barrier to entry, is that what I said?
Buy-in price.
I misspoke saying accessibility with what you were talking about with the eye tracking before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just clarifying for everyone out there.
Because in that case, the PSVR 2 is definitely the leader of accessibility.
The eye tracking is a big thing that I think a lot of people will be able to make use of. More news. Surprisingly, Square Enix has reported that despite critical reviews and a largely positive fan base that are big fans of the game, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy did not hit its projected sales targets, which is
Interesting.
very surprising because like we talked a lot about how wrong we were about like initial impressions of the game and like how much we ended up enjoying it and how like good it ended up being. Um, so like I'm surprised that like especially the thing that got me is like it has the Marvel handle on it, and that's why I'm surprised it didn't sell more because that name carries a lot of weight to it. The only thing that I can speculate on to maybe like go off of why this happened, why it didn't hit its sales target, is because maybe too many people figured this was going to be another Marvel's Avengers type situation.
That's true.
That's the only thing in my mind that I could think about.
That's true.
Why it wouldn't sell as much as they thought it would. Um, I thought this game was great. So if you haven't played Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, you should go do that because it's a great game.
Yeah.
Um,
Call of Duty will not release a game in 2023, which I think like we've talked about this beforehand where a while back where it said that they were going forward they were going to move away from yearly releases, which we both agreed was what they should have done a few games ago.
a few games ago, they should have done it like 10 years ago.
Like
after Black Ops 2, you could argue is like they should have really like spread everything out more.
It doesn't feel like it was 10 years ago, but that was like 10 years ago.
That was almost over 10 years ago now.
Oh God.
God, we're old.
The time doesn't the time frame does not feel like it's there. But I digress. This is an absolutely welcome move. I am more than excited to like for the teams behind the Call of Duty games to have actual time to not be putting out the FIFA of first person shooters.
I want a return to the days where like the golden age of Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare to like Black Ops 2. That was like smack in the middle of that. Like every Call of Duty was like a banger. But like after Black Ops 2 it was like all downhill from there.
Yeah, so good on them.
Very good on them.
Take your time. Please
take your time. It's okay. We do not need more Cyberpunk releases. We do not need more like early releases that
we
are
do
not.
not need more 2077 or 2042 releases.
We do not.
Don't put a date in the title of your game.
It's the surefire way to make it bad. GTA 2099.
Oh no!
Xbox has reintegrated Twitch directly into Xbox the user interface system. I'm surprised. I wasn't aware that it ever left, but then again, I don't have an Xbox console, so that's probably why I wasn't aware of it. But I'm glad that they can finally capture natively on their console again without having to use a capture card. So that's pretty good. Good on you, Xbox. But also, why'd you take it away?
This coming month's PlayStation Plus games of the month are Ark Survival Evolved and Team Sonic Racing for PS4 and PS5. And for PS5 it's Ghost Runner and the multiplayer only of Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima Legends is free on PS5.
How do they even do that? Did they just have like a
I don't know. I think it might be like if you have the because I don't see you being able to play it if you don't have. I'm curious. I'm curious how it works because you usually have to load into Legends in the main game. So if it's something like you don't have the collector's edition or like the updated version, or like rather you have the base version that didn't have the Legends DLC, if that's the way it works, I'm not sure.
Honestly, I would rather just play Elden Ring. Get invaded by people there.
Yeah, so those are next month's PlayStation Plus games.
Bit of a mixed bag. I like the Ghostwire, not the Ghostwire Tokyo, the Ghost Runner edition. That is a good game. I have played it. It's a very high octane, sort of like parkour samurai sword, hack and slash. Very cool. Um, but yeah, rest of it is like a bit of a mixed bag. I don't know. BioWare says that Dragon Age 4 is right in the middle of its production. And Mass Effect, the new Mass Effect, the one after Andromeda that they've been working on, is reportedly still in the beginning stages. So they're still like ironing out initial story beats. But you can rest assured that Dragon Age 4 will come out before the next Mass Effect, which is good because there hasn't been a Dragon Age release since 2014. All right, you're up, big boy.
All right, so we mentioned up top on stream, like right up top, like cold open before we even introduced the show. Elden Ring has come out. Is released around the world. I'm pretty sure at this point everywhere. Full release. There may be some stragglers for the next 2 to 3 hours. But so before coming out, in the days before coming out, reviewers were finally submitting their reviews, and the Metacritic score was calculating. Currently, the Metacritic score for Elden Ring, or at the time of the information that we have, at the time of the information being presented, the Metacritic score for Elden Ring was 97, which is absolutely unheard of. Well, it is unheard of. It is heard of, I should say, but it has placed itself in the realm of like the gods of games, where alongside like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, GTA 5, and all of its ports, which we group them into one.
Elden Ring.
Metroid Prime.
Elden Ring is out on everything.
It is out on everything. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Odyssey, like legendary games, and it has placed itself among the greats.
I feel like part of that is the machine hype that's been surrounding it. Like people have just been waiting for it for so long. And now it's finally here. But like, unlike Cyberpunk, Elden Ring actually stuck the landing.
Yeah,
I feel like
I feel like Cyberpunk definitely would have been much higher.
Mm-hmm. If it didn't have the amount of issues it had, then it would have been much more revered.
Yeah. Yes, it is tied with Super Mario Odyssey at 97. Which I believe it puts it in the top 15 highest rated games of all time.
Insane.
Which is, yeah, it's such a good. There's a lot of games, dude. There are a lot of games.
There's literally like millions of games. I've heard that the user score for Elden Ring.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We might as well skip down to 14, and you can talk about this stuff.
All right, hold on. I need to familiarize myself because I haven't looked at it. I'm curious what the actual Metacritic user score is for Elden Ring right now. Well,
I'm also curious.
There's no user score for PS5 yet, which is interesting.
Yeah, right now Metascore it only has critic scores. I don't see user reviews.
No, nothing.
There are no user reviews on Metacritic just yet.
None yet.
The Steam reviews are mixed.
Yeah.
And Kevin, tell them why.
Tell them why. Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a
frame rate.
I'm so happy we were on the same page. Let's go.
Oh, it's a good Friday. Bandai Namco has issued an apology for how bad Elden Ring has been performing on PC on day one. There were a number of complaints, including frame rate issues, frame rate drops, um, weird pop in, weird texture stuff. Stuttering is a thing that I've personally encountered. Where you go into
I've also experienced a little bit of stuttering.
you go into one area and it like catches on itself for a little bit.
You're just
And
like,
it's like, give me a second. Um, One Steam player, which I think is hard to believe. I don't think this is true.
I think I know the exact review you're about to say.
Steam player Schmoopy. Sorry, Schmoople. I misspoke. But Steam player Schmoople was, quote, struggling to maintain 60 FPS at 1080p on a 3080. I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't think that's true. I can't I can't say for sure that it's not true, but I will tell you right now that I am playing on high settings, not maximum settings, mind you, but I am playing on high settings at 4K on a 2080 Super, and I'm getting a consistent 60. So I don't know what this guy, girl, person, non-binary is talking about. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. And Jared has been getting a consistent 60 FPS on a 1660 Super at 1080p at max settings. So I really don't want
high settings, not max settings.
Still though, like
yeah, no, it's
you're telling
like we're only experiencing like I've only really experienced just a little bit of stuttering.
Yeah,
I will say my eye is not as trained to see graphic spikes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they're more subtle, I wouldn't really know. I would notice if it was major. But nothing severe enough for me to be like, fuck this game.
There's also some other things that happen with it. The biggest thing that players were upset about is the game crashes. Apparently, a lot of PC players experience frequent game crashes.
Interesting. Okay.
Also, like issues with controllers. I personally encountered myself, but I turns out it was my fault. I had to download some game drivers for my controller to be supported with Elden Ring.
I will say the one issue I'm having is when I inspect piles of blood, nothing happens. Like I don't see the animation of the
Really?
person dying.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't encountered
No.
that.
Nope.
Interesting. Well, maybe since your game is closed now, maybe you just had to close and reopen. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
it's still within the first 24 hours of it coming out for us, so I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Day one patches are quintessential at this point.
Well, the day one patch is already out. You've been playing the day one patch this whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're still unfortunately we're still experiencing some of the issues that they said they would fix. But hopefully they get right onto it. And I think that, in my personal opinion, I think this is a little bit of a double standard because, granted, it's not a cyberpunk situation. But I've seen the PC review score on Metacritic go up to 97, which if you have constant game crashes and
that shouldn't be a thing.
Constant frame rate drops and massive stuttering, then your game should not be a 97 on Metacritic. Like if that many people are really experiencing those issues, it should not be a 97. I think that's a biased review score. Because if you think about it, any other game other than Elden Ring, if this happened on PC, people would review bomb it immediately.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit of a double standard. Oh, there's also no ultra wide support, which to me personally is not a big deal, because I don't have an ultra wide monitor. But for people who only have one monitor and it is an ultra wide, then that means they can't play Elden Ring, which is very unfortunate. So a decent majority of PC players can't even play Elden Ring at all because ultra wide monitors are not currently supported with the game. So they need to fix that stuff. They really need to fix that stuff. I will say the game that we have played is very good, despite the stuttering and the frame rate drops. Haven't experienced any crashing. Um, and
Yeah, I am very impressed with, like, say, all of the new mechanics introduced to the From Software formula are very well done.
yeah, I am pleased and I am impressed. But they do need to fix the technical issues. We shouldn't neglect that because we have to be consistent with holding game developers accountable. We can't just give them a pass because this is a game that we've wanted for a while
Absolutely, yeah.
now.
We wanted to earn the its top 15 games of all time spot.
Yeah. Uh, Moving on to an unlikely story.
What kind of game is it? It's from the studio. It's from Software, the studio that did Dark Souls. It's a Dark Souls formula.
Yeah, it's
Vumongo.
what?
the bot in the
Oh
chat.
yeah. Oh, that's a
Oh.
Russian bot. Oh, strangely topical.
And it's gone. I'm on it.
We got the EA we got the EA CEO throwing some shade.
Oh? At
yeah.
who?
Just in general. EA is throwing shade at FIFA, like the organization, the professional soccer league, because EA is saying that the quality of its soccer games are being held back by the FIFA license because they pay so much for the FIFA name.
Interesting.
Which
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I understand. I know they pay some ridiculous amount to license the FIFA name. How much does? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that does impact them a little bit. They pay just to use the FIFA name. I want you to guess how much they pay a year. I want you to get
year?
a year. How much do they pay a year to license the FIFA brand?
Say 400 million.
Okay. Okay. It's not that bad. Not that.
Okay.
It's they have to pay 150 million a year.
150.
It's by
Oh, God.
It's by far their most lucrative or the biggest expense that they have as a business. The biggest single expense at least. That's a lot to just use someone's name. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So and like they only have a select amount of resources to allocate to certain games, and I don't know, maybe that's why their other games aren't the best anymore because they have to spend so much money on just paying for FIFA's name. I thought they were gonna
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna change their whole soccer game brand like a year or two ago. I thought that was a whole controversy at the time.
Maybe now we know why.
I thought the whole exchange was just interesting, and the EA CEO is like fed up and is like, FIFA sucks. It's just very interesting to see. Also, Nintendo has acquired the developer SRD, or Systems Research and Development.
This studio has been a partner of Nintendo all the way back since the original Mario and Zelda games. So they've essentially, I see this as like taking on an old friend, where you're just like, it's like they've worked together for so long that they were unofficially a part of Nintendo, but this is Nintendo saying that they have officially welcomed SRD into the Nintendo team.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that they weren't integrated already. You know,
Exactly, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
because Nintendo operates on principle and they kind of don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
So like I would feel on the principle alone that like this was the first developer that gave them two of their like biggest, and I mean biggest franchises in gaming ever to come out.
Yeah.
I would think that they want
Dare I say the two biggest?
that, like, you think video game, what do you think of? Most people like older than us think of Mario at least.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm excited that they're finally in-house Nintendo developers. Uh, Also, the Steam Deck, ladies and gentlemen, has officially launched. And I've been checking my phone all day for my pre-order or for my order email, and I haven't gotten it yet. Hold on, let's check again. Nope, not yet. But I'm in Q1. I'm anticipating that I'll get the email later today, or even tomorrow, or like sometime this weekend. Because I placed my order literally in the first minute of orders going live. So I am confident that I am among the first people that will get an email. So
Yeah. Oh, holy shit, Violet. You're right. So, Retro Studios changed their Twitter banner, and it is reportedly if you go look at Retro Studios Twitter right now, that is only what we could describe as a teaser for Metroid Prime 4. It's like there's no way that's not hinting at Metroid Prime 4. It's coming. It's coming.
I am so excited. Oh, their most recent tweets. Oh, obviously they're working on Metroid Prime 4. Their most recent tweet, we're looking for a tools engineer and a technology engineer to join us for our journey on Metroid Prime 4.
Oh.
I mean, it makes sense if you read the tweets. TLDR.
TLDR. Oh man.
All right, now it's time to get a little serious. Obviously you've probably heard about the whole Russia and Ukraine conflict going on right now. Russia has officially declared war on Ukraine, and up to, I think they're projecting right now 5 to 6 million Ukrainians could be displaced as of right now. So it could be more than that in the long run, but that's the current projection. And these people have to uproot their lives because Russia is currently invading their home. So one way that you guys could support them is by buying a game called This War of Mine on Steam or wherever you get your games, wherever you get it. Because wherever you buy This War of Mine and all DLCs, all supported DLCs and everything on the platform of your choice, the developer of This War of Mine, what is the developer again?
And this was announced today, and it will be for the next week.
This War of Mine. 11-Bit Studios is the developer of This War of Mine. They have stated that for an entire week, all copies of This War of Mine and all copies of DLC purchased, 100% of the money made, not the profits, the money. So like every cent made on these games for the next week they are donating to the Ukrainian Red Cross. So everything that they can get, they will donate to the Ukrainian Red Cross, which I think is very noble of them, and they did not have to do this. It's very abnormal to see a company or a corporation do something as humanitarian as this.
Absolutely, and the game itself sends a anti-war message, so the sentiment is even stronger in that case.
Exactly. These developers are very anti-war. I believe they're based out of Poland.
Poland, yeah.
But I will paste the link in the chat.
I'm certain I don't own this game on anything. I'm certainly going to own it on everything I can.
This War of Mine is available on all major platforms, even PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. If you guys don't have a current gen console, I think it's even available on PS3 and Xbox 360 if you want to go that far back. So really, I can't recommend this enough. I pasted a link to an article reporting on the whole Ukrainian Red Cross donation. But it's wherever you get your games, Steam, the Nintendo eShop, PlayStation Store, any like major retailer anywhere, any money at all made on this game will be donated to the Ukrainian Red Cross if you buy it in the next 7 days. So go.
Thank you, 11-Bit Studios.
Thank you, 11-Bit Studios. You are doing a very, very noble thing, and the rest of the world could learn a lot from this by your example. In other related news, uh, CD Projekt Red has reportedly given their support for the Ukrainian people and has decried the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Other developers, including Frogwares, Tall Boys, Vostok Games. Frogwares did the Sinking City and the Sherlock Holmes game.
Yeah, we have Sengi Games, developer of the Serpent Rogue.
GSC Game World is actually a development studio that was based out of Ukraine.
Sengi Games is from Ukraine.
Yeah, GCC Game World, GSC Game World did Stalker, and they're currently producing Stalker 2. So all of these game developers and CD Projekt Red included, the developers of the famous Witcher and Cyberpunk 2077 games. They have also stated their condemnation for Russia's actions in invading Ukraine, and as well as Bungie.
Bungie's CEO, Pete Parsons.
Bungie CEO, as well as Bungie, the dev team specifically. Bungie is donating 100% of the proceeds of their Game to Give drive to the humanitarian aid efforts in Ukraine. Other developers are chipping in very similar ways. CD Projekt Red is currently pledging 1 million PLN or 1 million Polish dollars to Ukrainian humanitarian aid, and it's very pleasing and it's very heartwarming to see, despite being in a time of tragedy, like gamers, it's cringe, but I think of the term gamers rise up. Like they're really
in the serious sense rather than the meme.
They are really rising to the occasion, and they are showing their support not just for like a cause, but like for humanity in general. Like they're
gamers rise together.
Very, very anti-war, and it's very, very good to see that. So, go buy this War of Mine if you can afford it. All of the proceeds and all of the money made from the game will be going to the Ukrainian Red Cross. So please go check it out.
That was it for gaming topics.
Yeah, that was it for
right?
gaming topics. Talk about anime.
All right. You can, if you want to mention this anime one, you can. Yep. You're the one who put it on.
We all know the Nier Automata franchise, or the Nier franchise rather. Nier Automata being the most popular title in the Nier franchise.
To be or not to be.
Okay, we're done. We're cutting this short. It was a Good Friday. Nier Automata is reportedly being adapted into an anime.
Can't wait.
And I'm pretty interested to see what it looks like. I've seen preview sketches of what it looks like so far, or like concept art, and
I have too. I can officially add I can add 2B to my official anime waifu list now.
I'm pretty excited about it. As far as like games I thought would work really well as TV shows, Nier Automata is up there. So like I'm pretty excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
and then we've got the Shenmue. Shenmue. We have the Shenmue animation going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it seems to be the season of not instead of adapting games to movies, it's adapting games to anime.
Basically.
Damn. Oh, okay. I guess I should move on.
I was waiting for you.
Sorry about that. Um, I'm just thinking about
Elden Ring.
anime now. So yeah,
Oh, I thought you
for once it's not Elden Ring today.
were really.
Um, just I think it was yesterday, right? When I called you, or was it 2 days ago?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
yesterday. Yesterday, I the final chapter of Fire Force came out, or the unofficial English translations came out, and I didn't read them because I'm a good boy and I wait for official releases. Viz. Um, but wow, what an ending! It was absolutely incredible. Um, and I I I can't in good conscience spoil anything from it because it's like it is the end, and I don't want to ruin the reveals, but I just the wave of nostalgia that crashed over me, especially in reading the last 4 pages. I was so awestruck, and I got goosebumps so much that it felt it was like I was shaking because I felt like I was vibrating because I felt it was incredible, the feeling I had. I want that feeling again. It was addictive. Um, but yeah, Fire Force had been running for 6 years, I believe, 6 years and some change. Um, I'm punching the numbers right now. Um, Fire Force serialization. I can't find it in time. It's fine. Um, but regardless, thank you to Atsushi Okubo. Fantastic series. Um, a fantastic a fantastic series after Soul Eater, which was I believe his first major work, and Fire Force was his second. And the end of the last chapter said, stay tuned for Okubo Atsushi's next work. So I can't wait. Absolutely love him.
Very excited.
Yeah.
All right.
And then lastly, this is almost a coincidence or serendipity or what have you, but back when the first episode of Fire Force came out, the first episode of another series came out. I think it was like something like 2 years ago or something. It was like it was the summer season of 2020 or 2019 at this point actually. Was Doctor Stone, another series that I instantly fell in love with. The premise of the world reverting to the Stone Ages and slowly building their way back up with the technology that has been implemented throughout millions of years of human history. Um, Absolutely fantastic, and the science in it is legitimate. It's no, there's no magic. Um, like all of the cool because there are people that had survived, but they were still they grew up as like Stone Age people, so them seeing someone create electricity and like shit just starts glowing, they're like, what the fuck? So it's like quote unquote magic to them, but it's all legitimate science. It's an absolutely incredible principle, but it's rumored that the Doctor Stone manga will now be ending in a few chapters, which it's crazy to think because even though the mangas started at different times, but the animes started at the same time. I think they were both released on the same day or within the same week of each other, their first episodes. And now their final chapters are so like within 2 months of each other. Should Doctor Stone be ending within that time frame? Because I believe it is a weekly release. So I was giving it like 8 chapters,
Mm-hmm.
but it's It's so interesting that the anime started and the mangas are ending so close together.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
Pretty.
that's about it for me. I'm sad to see Fire Force go.
Yeah.
I'm easily in like my top 15 series. Because the list of series is getting long, so I can't like say top 5, top 10. It's like it's in my top 15 favorite of all time. And the anime is right up there with it. David Productions, Fire Force, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh, they never miss.
Very good.
All right. I will stop mumbling.
All right, we'll get you guys out of here with what to watch and what to play this week. So first up, we got Destiny 2: The Witch Queen is out.
Oh, that's right. Witch Queen came out.
Yeah, it's out on PC, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
No
Monarch.
Xbox One. Sad.
Monarch is out on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5. Monster Crown is out on PS4 and Xbox One. Soul Cresta is out on PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS4. Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster is out on PC and Google Play Store and iOS App Store.
Watch Centaur World. I will eventually, Violet. I promise.
Assetto Corsa Competizione is out on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Chaos Child is out on Nintendo Switch. Chaos Head Noah is out on Nintendo Switch. And Crystar is out on Nintendo Switch. Eden Zero Pocket Galaxy is out on the Apple iOS Store and the Google Play Store. Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist of Mysterious Dream is out on PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS4. Grid Legends, which is a big racing game, is out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. And finally, the big one, Elden Ring, is out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S.
Oh, tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring.
All right, take it away with movies.
We don't have a whole lot. Two that appeared after stream from after we had streamed last week for the 18th of February were the Fate Grand Order movie, Final Singularity, Grand Temple of Time, Solomon. That is a long title. Anime movies tend to do that. And The Wonderful Winter of Mickey Mouse on Disney Plus. And our releases this week, not a whole lot. That's why I went back and said 2, because there's not a whole lot. We have Fallen on Vudu. Looks like a horror movie, and we have Cyrano, the Peter Dinklage sword, he plays a sword fighter.
It's supposed to be good.
Yeah, and that is out in theaters. Today.
All right.
TV.
For TV, we got a new season of The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder out on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
we got
huge.
We got a new season of Nature American Horses on PBS. A new season of Nova Augmented out on PBS. I actually really like Nova. That's how you could tell I was a big geek. Snowfall, a new season is out on FX Network. Frederick Douglass in 5 Speeches, a special, is out on HBO. A new season of Law and Order is out on NBC. A new season of Las Bravas is out on HBO. Take Note, a new season of Take Note is out on Peacock. A new season of Vikings Valhalla is out on Netflix. A new season of Back to 15 is out on Netflix. And a new season of Reno 911 Defunded is out on Roku.
Can't believe they brought Reno 911 back.
I know, right? And that's all we got for you guys. Short show today.
Short show?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Well, I'm going to be refreshing my phone until I close my eyes to go to bed tonight. And I'm also going to be playing more Elden Ring with Jared. So we'll see you guys next week. I don't know when I'm going to get my Steam Deck. I am getting it in Q1, though. I will let you guys know on the show when I do get it. So we will have a video about
will have an unboxing video.
We will have multiple videos about the Steam Deck.
Absolutely.
So I will let you guys know on the next show or whenever I do get my Steam Deck that I have it, and we will talk about that later. So, have a good one. Stay warm. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. We'll see you same time next weekend, same time, same channel. And please go buy this War of Mine to support the
Absolutely.
Ukrainian Red Cross. We'll be back here next week, same time,